सुपर नसीब साइड पर
ये त्रिपली का कोशिश करके ये ना बीच में
कितने लोग मुझे जानते हैं, मैंने तभी देखा था
वासिफ ताज को भी तो लाना है ना,
तो
वो भी तो दिखाना है।
let's talk about how to build
देख रहा कोई है भी नहीं वैसे भी।
Gemini, either leverage the APIs of Gemini
ये बस वो पता नहीं लगना चाहिए कि
and
त्रिपली
build
का कुछ है।
applications on top of the GPT. So before that, let me give you a great overview of Gemini models, what Gemini is about, and how we can use those APIs into our requirement and build something on top of that. So, my introduction, this is Ashutosh. I'm a mobile application developer, working in mobile app from last 4 years, recently shifted towards the backend, doing in Python and of course Node.js. Besides this, I'm also a YouTuber. How many of you guys have subscribed my channel? Oh, great. I think everyone, except front row. Oh. Okay, so I'm also a YouTuber who love to create content about Flutter. My channel is based on Flutter. I crafted a really good bootcamp about Flutter app development back in 2022. It has crossed more than 7 million views so far, and my thousands of students got internship even in Dubai, Nepal, India, and Pakistan. How many of you guys watched my channel before? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I think even in the adults, CEO Spotify NP community में बहुत सारे students job कर रहे हैं. Okay, great. Okay, so I did my graduation in YouTube, from YouTube Shower back in 2016 to 2020, and I am the final product of this community, mostly GDT Shower, because I was once part of this community. I got to know about Flutter app development. I got to know what Flutter is. At that time when we launched, I was initially part of this community when we launched GDT Shower. At that time, Flutter was recently launched, and there was a lot of space in the community. So I jumped in, learned, and of course share my knowledge with the community. So after that, I think in Peshawar we have a lot of Flutter developers right now. I think the market is a little bit saturated. Is it? Yes. Okay, I can feel you guys because a lot of people who text me on WhatsApp like we need internship in Peshawar. But of course, this is a borderless space. You don't need to restrict yourself to just Peshawar. You guys can grow and grow like in a borderless space. Okay, so let's before we build a Flutter application, I want to give you an overview about Gemini, a Google I Studio, what you can do with I Studio. What type of models you can use about Gemini, and then how we can leverage those models to build mobile applications. And by the end of this workshop, I will teach you how to build an AI map solver app. Like just open up your app, picture camera. Oh, okay, so take a picture of the camera and give it a prompt like I want to solve this equation, right? And then it will solve you. I was just shocked because before that I didn't got a chance to work with Gemini. I used mostly GPT. But it was crazy for me because then I went to my cousin and I asked him to give me a map book and just pass it some random questions and it gave me really good answer, which is matching with जो कि last time the answer mentioned with. I was not expecting. Interesting. Imagine if you got a chance to have a mobile application and your calculus paper and you have Gemini installed. Okay, so this is my story. I conducted a lot of workshops as well. Some of the highlights you can see. And Peshawar is the city where I am emotionally connected with because my mother is from Peshawar and I graduated from Peshawar. So whoever is in Peshawar, he got emotionally attached with Peshawar. Okay, so let's talk about Gemini model. How many of you guys heard about Gemini? How many of you guys are actually using Gemini, not GPT? Very few. Okay, so why not Gemini? Anyway, anyone?
Oh, it still has a lot to learn.
Of course.
That's why.
Okay, I think there are really good memes going on the Google about the Gemini responses it produced with Gemini model 1.0. So I think it improves a lot. Okay, so basically in Gemini we have 4 models. One is Gemini Pro, Gemini 1.5 Pro, and Gemini Flash, and then we have Gamma. Gamma is yet to be, I think, publicly available, and it is trained on how many parameters? Anyone know? Gamma. Yeah, have you heard about Gamma model? Okay, so these are LLMs, large language models. Okay, and Gamma is trained on 2.9 billion parameters. Okay, so about Gemini 1.0, so this model was just taking input as a text, and then it used to produce output as a text. Nothing fancy that GPT offers at that time, right? You can fine tune this model based on your requirement. How you can do that? I'll explain next when we will create our own app, right? It was last updated in 2024. I mean, right now nobody is using it, unfortunately, because we have a lot of better models available in Gemini, Force 1.5 Pro and Flash and Gamma. Okay, so then Gemini 1.5 Pro and Flash launches. It accepts inputs as audio. You can send images and then ask him to explain those images, or you can take picture with any kind of mathematical equation which explain. तो वाकई सब कुछ explain कर देगा on the spot, right? It takes input to 1 million tokens. I hope you guys know about tokens, right? Anyone? Right? So token is just a unit of text on which model uses to process the input, right? And it depends upon the, let's say, for example, these are the different kind of tokenization schemes available for training the models. For example, this is a sentence. So this is a sentence. These are 4 tokens, right? I hope you got the idea. So yeah, and it can so Flash is from a difference in that Flash produce 2 million inputs. Accept 2 million inputs open limit, and 1.5 Pro accepts 1 million inputs, right? By the way, you guys can scan. Take a picture of this QR code, and then you can get more information about all the models out there. Available out there, you can read the documentation. Move back. Okay. So have you heard about Google AI Studio? Anyone? Stop. Anyone else? Yeah, Ali Bhai knows everything. Anyone else? Google AI Studio. Okay, so we have only 3 people, unfortunately. Okay, so guys, Google AI Studio is basically a web browser IDE where Google lets you test with its models. So 1.5, Flash, and Gamma, and rest of the models. So you guys can test all of those models on the Google AI Studio. Just head over to ai.googlestudio.google.com, right? And then you can test your models. Okay, you can test your prompts. You can fine tune your own model. Right? So what does it mean by fine tuning your own model? So for example, let's say a teacher, right? We checks a lot of assignments, but we all know that those questions most teachers हमसे पूछते हैं वो assignments में similar होते हैं, right? Why not to create a model जहाँ पर हम उन questions का answers model पे train करते हैं? Already हमारे पास available models हैं, उनके ऊपर हम उनको train करते हैं, और वो हमें automatically उसके question को उसका आंसर कैलकुलेट करके हमें बता दे कि ये आंसर ठीक है या गलत है, राइट? तो हम जो ऑलरेडी हमारे पास मॉडल्स अवेलेबल हैं उनको हम फाइन ट्यून कर सकते हैं यूजिंग गूगल AI Studio, right? And it's just a one click of fine tuning model, and I'll explain now. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Google AI Studio. आप लोग वहाँ से just go over there and then pick your own model like 1.5, Flash, Gamma. Okay, then you can test your prompts here, type something and it will just give you a solution unless you get your own answers, right? Then we have this new fine-tune model. Just click on that, import your JSON or Excel file, आप यहाँ पर import कर सकते हैं, and then just write your model name, and it will produce your own fine-tune model based on the requirements you train, right? जो आपके पास ऑलरेडी मॉडल्स अवेलेबल हैं, आप उनको फाइन ट्यून कर रहे हैं. गूगल आपसे एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि आप उसको एटलीस्ट 5000 इनपुट एग्जांपल्स दें, and then it will do the rest of the jobs. You don't need to train your own models, you don't need to invest on the GPUs, you don't need to invest on servers, right? मैंने ऐसा मॉडल ट्रेन किया था टेक ब्रदर्स. So here are the questions that people mostly ask me. How can I get internship? How I can learn Flutter?
काम पर है।
Can I learn Flutter without a science degree? Right? And to be honest with you, I receive thousands of messages on monthly basis. And all of these are repetitive questions, right? So as a human, it's not possible for me to answer anyone, right? Is it possible? So why not to leverage the API of Gemini or GPT and build something that answer for you, and then connect those questions with your WhatsApp APIs? First, right, just text me how can I get a internship, and then this my fine model will answer you. You can type it, right? So आप लोग यहाँ पे जैसे आपको यहाँ पर आना है, import your answer questions, input output, and just click on this, and then it will find you. आपको server people आपको नहीं करना, ठीक है? आपको उसके लिए पे नहीं करना, आपको GPUs के लिए पे नहीं करना, तो you will pay some amount later on. लेकिन आपका मॉडल जो है वो क्या हो गया? Guys, क्या हो गया? क्या? फाइन ट्यून हो गया? पर हमारे टीचर बैठे हुए लुकमान है जी सर, आपको भी एडमिशन से रिलेटेड बहुत क्वेरीज पूछी जाती होंगी, सो व्हाई नॉट टू ट्रेन योर ओन मॉडल ऑन दिस? ठीक है, तो आपको क्वेश्चन दे दें एंड देन उसको करेक्ट कर लें, आप अपना सिंपल सा चैटबॉट क्रिएट कर लें, जस्ट अ वन क्लिक सॉल्यूशन इट इज. ओके, लेट्स मूव अहेड. सी, आई आस्क्ड माय मॉडल, हु इज Asif Taj? Who is Asif Taj, by the way?
Flutter developer.
Oh, yeah, Flutter developer, not anymore. And then I asked Gemini, who is Asif Taj? Okay, so this prompt is without any context. There can be so many Asif Taj in the world, right? So he says he is the guy who works in entertainment. So I tell my model, who is Asif Taj? Yeah. So उसने input ली, उसको process किया, and then मेरे model से उसके लिए वो आंसर निकाल के लिया है. Now you can see जो मेरा मॉडल है वो ज्यादा अच्छा आंसर कर पा रहा है स्पेसिफिकली मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट के अकॉर्डिंगली, राइट? एंड देन गूगल की Gemini ने आंसर दिया, लेकिन उसको मैंने कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं दिया, तो उसकी वजह से उसने मुझे एग्जैक्ट रिजल्ट भी नहीं प्रोड्यूस कर दिया, राइट? ओके, लेट्स okay, so before working with Google, guys, you need to know about types of prompts. One is free prompts and one is structured prompts, right? Free prompts are just randomly you type anything, just type Asif Taj. Now, Gemini, I don't know who is Asif Taj. There can be a lot of Asif Taj, right? But if I give Gemini a context, Asif Taj is Flutter developer. He runs a channel on YouTube. Then उससे मेरी सारी information collect करके वापस लेके आ गया. तो जिस prompt में आप context देखते हैं, वो आपके लिए structured prompts होते हैं, और जो random prompts होते हैं, जिसमें आप suggesting कर रहे होते हैं, randomly chat कर रहे होते हैं, वो आपके पास free form prompts होते हैं, right? तो Google AI Studio में आपके पास free form prompts available है, and then you have these structured prompts, right? Agree?
Yes, sir.
I think most of you guys are sleeping, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. It's great to see that you guys are honest at least. Okay, so demo time, where is this? Video is not showing up. Video is not showing up. Okay, so see, just simple applications in which I captured images, right? See, so I went to the Google, I just searched about linear equations, took an image, cropped that image, right? And I asked him to solve this these equations by elimination method. And I was amazed by the response. And I explained him to write all the steps, explain me, I don't know mathematics. He explained me everything. And then I was amazed by this, and I just listed this application on home FSC book. Trust me. Like FSC mathematics is very tough, you guys know that, calculus and stuff like that, right? So I tested this application and it produced this result, and I was shocked. Like अगर आप लोगों ने FSC की मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ी है, कितना डिफिकल्ट होता था, राइट? होता था यार. But now you can just produce results in just single click, right? Then I just asked him to solve this application using by substitution method, and then it just solved it accordingly. Just single click, right? Now let's how we can build it. हम इसको build किस तरह से कर सकते हैं? in Flutter application. So guys, here are two things. One is using AI and second is creating AI. So unfortunately, lack of resources and stuff like that, we cannot create our own AI because of lack of resources and the data and stuff like that. But we can leverage the APIs of Gemini and ChatGPT to build on top of that API, right? Okay. Okay, so again, head over to Google AI Studio. So they say if a technical event without a technical glitch is no longer a technical event. So something like this happens, so it means that we are in technical event. Technically, right? Okay, so now let's build our Flutter application. That's very simple. Just you need to follow 4 to 5 steps and your application is ready. Just head over to the Google AI Studio, create your API key to access the API, right? Click on this API key, you will have something like that, right? Give it a project name, or either you can select it from Google API source, already available projects. Create an API key, head over to the pub.dev. Pub.dev is basically a community where a lot of packages are related to the Flutters are available that you can use into your applications, right? Just like backend developers, we have NPM package manager in Node, right? Similarly, in Flutter we have pub.dev where you can find a lot of packages. Just head over to the pub.dev. Import package image picker is used basically to pick images from gallery, or capture images from gallery, right? Then we have this Google generative AI plugin. This is basically created by Google to use whatever the APIs they produce, whatever the models they produce, just give it a name or the name of the model, and then it will generate result based on the prompt you give to it or the image you give to it, right? Image cropper just to crop the image. Okay, so image picker code just 2 to 3 lines code, and then it will help you pick images just like simple. A feature function that take just provide camera gallery, it will pick an image type for you. Then you have image cropper that lets you crop your image based on your requirement. Simply just okay, and then we have this Google generated AI. Trust me, this is what all you need to know about. Just go to pub.dev, import Google generated AI package. Okay, create an instance of model and of course chat for session history. Give it a model name, whether you want to access the gamma, pro, flash, whatever. Give it safety parameters like sexual harassment, some stuff like that. Don't show stuff like that, right? इसको safety क्या आपको दे दे, and boom, done. This is what all you need to create Flutter application. Here you can see prompt and the image we have selected earlier from image picker library, right? Just give it image, you see first image and then prompt, and it will generate results for you. Simple. फिर आपके पास response आ जाएगा, response to text. This is software engineering. If you are a developer in any kind of framework, right? This is software engineering. आपके पास response आ गया, this is all you need to do. उसके बाद it's up to you how you can use it according to your requirement, how you want to build applications on top of that. ठीक है? On top of these APIs. Okay, so one other thing. In Google AI Studio, we see this. We have a couple of platforms: JavaScript, Python, and Kotlin. But we don't see Flutter, right? Of course, they have created, but they don't have created this Google AI Studio. But in whatever platforms you are building application, you have this curl available. You see, just copy this and then implement an API. Simple.
We have shared.
Okay, so if you guys need source code of this application, the whole demo and stuff, source code, just take the image of this or you can scan it. Okay, so done? Okay, so I think thank you so much for having me. And if you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can just reach out to me on my email. You guys can and reach out to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so I hope you guys are waiting for this, right? there was a really good teacher of our Dr. Tikhar Ahmed. He used to teach us this algorithm, right? And this class was really interesting, but I was not taking interest because I was dealing with other stuff, like teenager stuff, right? So he used to teach us algorithm and stuff like that. And we used to wait, just sir, thank you, and let's leave the class. So I wait करता था, and unfortunately, when I appeared for one of the interviews, it was a really good opportunity. Like, imagine if someone is paying you for $5,000 to $10,000 in Pakistan for a job, right? And I just show up in the interview, and जो algorithms मुझे मेरे टीचर ने सिखाए थे, सब कुछ वही था. मैंने algorithms को क्रैक कर लिए थे, बट वो ऑप्टिमल नहीं थे. और फिर मुझे वो सारी की बातें याद आई कि मैं थैंक यू का वेट करता था. तो अगर आप आए तो थैंक यू का वेट मत करें. मेक श्योर मेक मोस्ट ऑफ इट. एंड थैंक यू. मैं यहीं पर हूँ, इसके बाद आप लोग मुझसे मिल सकते हैं अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन है. तो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर